Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to go ahead and do a gameplay review of Medieval Empires. If you're not familiar with what Medieval Empires is, think of Rise of Kingdoms from the Web 2.0 space. It's this very similar style of game where it's a city builder, where you try and go ahead and build up your city, build up your army, go ahead and take over other areas, and really kind of build your own empire within the regions. But it adds the NFT aspect to it also, so it makes it give it the Web 3.0 style to it, so you have the best of both worlds if you like that kind of game. So what we're going to go ahead today is give you a little bit more background around the game, kind of give you some details, then take you actually into the game itself, show you how the gameplay goes, and as always, at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and give you my opinion on the game, whether it's something I'm going to continue to play or if it's something that I'll just keep an eye on, or maybe even just, nah, I'm not interested. So stick around until the end of the video to go ahead and hear my opinion. But before we jump into the video, please take a quick look at this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word for it. Just make sure it's right for your situation. Before we dive into the game itself, let's go ahead and give you some background on it. I'll have a link in the description down below so you can go ahead and check out their website. Or if you want to go ahead and type it in, it's at medievalempires.com. This is on the Immutable Blockchain. So again, it is a Web 3.0 style game, but gives you a lot of the Web 2.0 features with it. It is a strategy based. You could call it strategy. You could call it city builder. It's not necessarily like a SimCity city builder, but there is city builder aspects to it. It is going to be a downloadable client. So this is not mobile friendly right now, maybe down the road, but as of right now, it is Mac or Windows client that you do have to go ahead and download. And as I mentioned, it's not mobile friendly at the moment. It did just recently launch. It is free to play, and yes, it is PvP. So you go ahead and fight against other players once you're in the game. Jumping over to the website very briefly, this is where you can go ahead and download the clients, or you can go ahead and get them off a Hyperplayer Ultra if you like to go that route and make sure it's a little bit more safe. You can go ahead and see from the pictures, you're going to go ahead and there's a storyline, you can become a landowner, and you go ahead and build out your city, which we'll dive into here in a minute. But just kind of scrolling through this, there's a number of different players that are playing the game. You go ahead and choose your territory, you build your city, and you can make it continue to grow, and you build out your armies. And as you're going through and growing your city, you grab other plots of land to allow it to get bigger and bigger, and you also go ahead and upgrade your troops to make them stronger and stronger. And then you can go ahead, if you want to get the land aspect of it, there are NFTs available that let you buy the territories. And like most land in games like this, anyone that goes ahead and basically establishes or plants their city on your territory, you'll go ahead and get rewards from that, or a tax, they call it. So you can go ahead and earn tax, but you can go ahead and grab that from a marketplace, secondary marketplace. And then, as most of these style games, they do have microtransactions within them. So please be aware of that as you're jumping in. It is for the most part it's free to play, but you can do the add-ons to help it make it a little bit easier of a game. All right, enough of the website. Let's go ahead and jump over to the game so I can show you the basic gameplay and then give you my opinion at the end of it. All right, we are in here. As you come in daily, do get some rewards or some resources that help you go ahead and build. As you can see that I have started playing this a little bit, just kind of get a feel for the game itself. Obviously, I want to at least have some knowledge around the game before I do these reviews. But as always, I don't want to be too deep into it, so I can give you my initial opinion and give you some of that. Before we actually dive into the gameplay itself, let me go ahead and give you the lay of the land once you first jump in here. All right, it's pretty simple. On the top here, you have the resources. You're going to be using everything from food to lumber to stone. Then on the side here, you have basically quests that you can go ahead and do to get additional resources. If you click on the book here, it's going to give you the quest and also the resource rewards. And if you go ahead and continue to do more and more quests, you'll get some bigger rewards by opening up these chests. And if you can get all the way through, you get some pretty sizable rewards as far as speed ups that will help you with the game itself. Over here, you have basically your profile. You can go ahead and click on that. You have the ability to go ahead and stake and get VIP, which allows you to go ahead and get some additional bonuses. your wallet that you go ahead and connect to it. Again, it'll be a mutable wallet, so you go ahead and connect that if you have any NFTs that go along with it. So you can go ahead and check that in more detail. Here you have the shop. Like I said, there's microtransactions that are part of the game. Most games nowadays have those. And then along the bottom here, if you click on this, it goes to the world map, which I'll show you that here shortly. Then you have your inventory, which are right now all speed ups that I have in here. And then this is where you go ahead and build different buildings. When you start out the game, you're really only going to start the game with your town hall. And I think it gave you one farm when you started, but it led you through a tutorial that allows you to kind of get the very basics and get you started with the game itself. But you go through the process. If you have your town hall here, that you can go ahead and level up. I think I have to level up a few things first, like as you can see down here. When you go to level up, you go ahead and you see the benefit of doing the level up, the cost of doing the level up, and any requirements that go along with it. For example, with the town halls, to go ahead and continue to upgrade them, you're going to go ahead and need to upgrade other buildings. Just kind of, so you have a balance going through the process of building. So your goal with this game is, one, get your resources as high as possible so that you can continue to get the resources you need, and then start building up the soldiers that you're going to go ahead and need, and the heroes that you're going to need. It's the one. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead there. The one thing I wish they kind of did a little bit better job, and they may do this later in the game, is sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell between the different buildings what they actually do. Unless you zoom in and look super close, you can get a better idea of what they do. But a lot of games that are this style, you can clearly tell that this is going to be the barracks, where you can go ahead and train soldiers. This will be the archery. Obviously, you can hover over it and find that, but it's a lot easier to just jump between the two. Like I could see people getting confused between these two buildings, the town hall and over here with the military HQ, because they look very similar. So it'd be nice if they went ahead and did a better job at depicting the differences between the two. But you can just hover over. It's a minor critique that I know some games do a little bit better of a job with. But again, going back to it, your primary objective is trying to get resources as high as possible so you can go ahead and have the resources available to go ahead and train troops. If you go into the barracks, you can go ahead and see every time you go through the process of leveling up your barracks or your archery area, it levels up the troops that go along with it. And depending on what level the building is, when you do a recruitment or a training, that's the level that it's going to do. And obviously, the higher the level, the better the troops. But if you go through and you actually have some troops that were built or trained or recruited, however you want to call it, when they had the lower levels, you can go through the process of upgrading them to a higher level. For example, the swordman is a level 2. What I'm going to go ahead and do is upgrade him or train him up to a level 4. It's going to take 16 minutes, so it does take some time to go ahead through the process. But while that's training, I can go over to archers, do a similar process where I have a level 2 archer. I want to go ahead and upgrade him to a level 4. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that actually only upgraded him to level 3. Since my archery range is only level 3, if I wanted to go ahead and speed this up, I can go ahead and click on speed up, and then it'll go ahead through the process, make it a lot quicker. And what I can do is I can actually go ahead and upgrade this archery range by clicking on that. I'll get level 4 archers. It's going to cost this, and it's going to take 15 minutes to do it, or I can do it instantly. I'm going to go ahead and do this because I don't have the coin to do it instantly. So we'll go ahead and do that and let it go through the process as the building upgrades. As you can see, I actually have a pretty limited area here. So if I want to go through the process where I wanted to build any additional items, I would either do it right here, or once I fill those up, I have the ability to go ahead and expand to other areas. If you click on these yellow things, it allows you to expand your city or your town range to go ahead and add additional items to it. So if I go ahead and click on that, you can see it went ahead and it opened up this land for me. If I go ahead down here, if I want to go ahead and open this one up, it's going to cost me 8 hours. I had already kicked this one off up here. I think it was like an hour or 5 minutes or somewhere. The early ones are the closest ones are a lot lower. So I went ahead and opened that up. So if I had any additional buildings to go ahead and build, I could go ahead and throw them in there. I don't at the moment. I need to level up my town hall a little bit higher before I get additional buildings. So that's one of the things, one of the incentives to go ahead and level your town hall. As you continue to level that up, it increases the level cap of the buildings that you already have in your town. Plus, it gives you additional buildings that you can go ahead and build up. So this is the city building aspect of the game itself. So if you like that, you can go ahead and do that, arrange it any way you want. But again, there's kind of a guideline. It's not like SimCity where you can build. It's a city builder where you can build exactly how you want in any strategy possible. With this kind of game, there's kind of a guideline or a path that you take with the building. So in order to get your town hall to a level 15, you need to have a number of other buildings that are level 15. You can arrange it any way that you want it to look, but the path is pretty similar between all. All right, so that's the city building aspect. Once you get to the point where you have troops and you are happy with this, you can actually come out down here to the world I mentioned before, the world map. You click on that and it's going to take you over to the actual map itself where your city sits. Here in a second, it does take a little bit time for it to load up. And then it brings you over here to your city area that you can go ahead and check out. You can see anything that's red is basically barbarians, or anything that's you can go ahead and attack. It's a PvE portion of the game. Anywhere that says blue, as you can see up here, we got Tyler, who's level 13. He is another player. If I attack him, I'm going to get slaughtered because he's got a town hall of 13 and I have a town hall of 4. So I'm going to go ahead and probably target something like this, which is a 4. So I can go ahead and attack this person or this PvE, and these are the potential rewards I'll get. And we can go ahead and check it out. So we'll go ahead and attack. I'm not sure necessarily if I'll win this battle because I have a whole lot of level 2s here. And my hero is a level 1. So there is a solid chance that I will lose this battle. But for the sake of the video, I will take that loss. So I went ahead and I sent my army there. As you can see, they're marching. It's going to take about a minute to get there. They'll go, they'll battle, and then they'll send them back. And depending on how well you do, you'll get the rewards, or you're going to have to heal a whole lot of your soldiers if you ended up losing. You can see the area that I'm at has a lot of higher level barbarians. So most likely, in order to continue to increase, I'm going to have to level up a whole lot before I can go ahead and compete against any of these. As far as the lay of the land goes, you can see that it's very similar to how it was. As far as the resources up here, your quests or your missions that you have and everything else. Down here, you have a little world map, which I'll show you that here in a second. I just want to show you the battling happening. You can see I'm on level 1. I'm going to get slaughtered. This isn't even going to be funny. But we'll go ahead and let that go through here in 10 seconds. And then we'll go ahead and show you the world where I'm talking about the NFT portions of the game itself. So let's go ahead and let these guys battle. And you can see it actually doing an animation where they are battling. I am not doing well. I can already see that I'm having some issues. You can see the health bars here. And you can see them just kind of go through, and you can see them slowly going down. I might have a chance. I'm not going to have you all sit through this. Let's talk about it a little bit more, and then we'll come back and see the results of the battle. But you see the animation. I wanted to show you the animation. If you click on this little world map here, it's going to take you to the overall region. And you can see there's one region open right now. And most likely, as the game expands, they're going to open other regions. They kind of had it laid out for that. So if I go ahead and zoom back in here to the area we're at, you're going to go ahead and see these little sections in here. Every time I hover over something, it kind of enlarges it, show it. These are the NFT areas that you can go ahead and buy on the secondary market. They range from this tier, which is all reserved, so you can't really touch those, but basically tier 1 all the way down as you scroll down and slide down here to, we got higher tiers that you can go ahead, tier 5. Tier 5 are going to give you more resources, give you more options, also going to cost more, and there's some limits to those that are out there. And most likely the taxes are going to be higher also. So I just went in a tier 1 just to kind of get an idea. And you can click on any of these tiers and you can kind of find areas that may be available. So you got some free entries, some areas that are available for you to go ahead and jump into. And if you go down here, there's some requirements in order to go ahead and jump into some of these slots. and settle in those. So you can go ahead and pick whatever region you want to jump into. Once you're into those, you can actually go ahead and see all of the areas that are available. But once you have your slot, it's going through the tutorial here. You can go ahead and click on the home, and that's going to take you back to your home base, so you can continue to upgrade. You can see I got some resources that are they got injured. And I have a mail up here to let me know that I ended up losing. Yep, you can see I was defeated. It shows what I got hit with. I actually lost some prestige because I lost that battle. So essentially, I need to go ahead through the process of upgrading not only my troops, but also upgrading my buildings to get overall stronger. If I go to my heroes, you can go ahead here. I can actually train up my hero, which we're going to go ahead and do because he's too low of a level to compete very well. So he will go ahead and start training. So that is in progress, and it's kind of one of those games where you kind of have to wait a little bit of time, build up. It's not going to be an instant build up. You can, I guess, if you spend enough money to buy a whole bunch of speed ups, or you can play a little bit more casually and sit back and let the timers go and play that way. So what are my thoughts on the game itself? So I do have to say, as far as it's, if you like this kind of game, it's fun because there's an NFT aspect to it. You can build out. If you want to be a territory owner, you can go ahead and do that and really make some tax income if you choose to go that route. Or you can go ahead and battle and try and take over the territories and level up. So if you like that kind of game, it's definitely something you want to take a look at. Comparing it to games like Rise of Kingdoms and other games that are similar to that, because there are a lot of those that are available, but they're Web 2.0 space. It lacks a little bit, but again, trying to do a comparison with a game that's been out there for a long time compared to a brand new game, obviously there's going to be some disconnects there. So you have to make a decision on your side. Does the long-term potential of Web 3 outweigh the additional features of some of the games that are already out there? I would definitely, if I'm definitely looking for a game in this space, I would play it a little bit longer to get a better feel for it. I'm afraid I'm pretty behind, especially in the region that I'm in right now. So if I went ahead and continued to play, I have to compete against a 13, a 13. We even have a 9 over here, got a 10. So I would have to pick a better region if I wanted to go ahead and decided to continue to play. There's a little bit of a handicap there. I'm not sure all regions are like this. This just happened to be the region that I picked, that they're all much stronger than me. Thankfully, they have not attacked me yet. So that's some of the good things, some of the bad things. There definitely needs to be some UI cleanup. There definitely needs to be some tweaks here and there, but I think it's a solid game, especially if you like this style of game. If you do, I highly encourage you to go ahead and check it out. Again, the link is in the description down below. If you have been playing Medieval Empires, let me know down in the comments. What are your thoughts of it? Again, I'm still very early stage, and that's on purpose for these videos, is to give you my initial review as I'm going into them. If I enjoy them, then we'll go ahead and do additional videos to show you how-tos, guides, progress, all that fun stuff. But these videos, these gameplay reviews, is to just give you my initial opinion. It's definitely something worth checking out if you like the game. It's something that you may want to watch because these games do very well. And let me know what you think. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.